Hello, it's Snow from Rogue Cannon, and I'm here with a first impressions video of Vindictus. Vindictus is a PC MMORPG. It's an action game, and so far it's pretty good. I was going to film the opening prologue for you guys, but it has a lot of cutscenes, and I figure the majority of people would rather just experience that themselves. So I cut that part out, just went right to the first mission. Now, when you get out of the prologue, you speak to these people in like a barracks, and they give you some mercenary training missions. So those will take you to a ship that takes you here, which is an instanced area that you solo. Actually, you might be able to do it as a group, but I just chose to do it solo. Now, when you're here, it's basically going from room to room killing the enemies. I'm killing these woodmen here, and as you can see, the combat is very, very fluent, and it's much like Demon Souls, except at the moment it's much less punishing. The combat in the game is done with W, A, S, and D, and your mouse controls your camera and click attacks, but there's also a keyboard option I believe you can do, and you might actually even be able to use a controller. I'm not sure yet. But so far the game has a lot of interesting features. It seems that most of the content will be instanced. I'm not sure if there's a huge open world you can go out in. I know that you can explore a world outside of the instances, but I'm just not sure how big it is or how many things there are in it. So I'll look into that in later videos if you guys still want to see more of this. But for now, this is just basic footage of the opening. So what we do here is we just kind of run around. I'm experimenting with the interactable environment. You can pick up crates, you can throw them at people, you can even pick up enemies or enemies' weapons, much like Wind Waker, if you guys remember that. And when enemies are down on the ground, you can execute them or kick them, and they'll drop, I forget what it's called, it's like an evil core or something like that. It's this little black energy that you can rip out of the ground, and it will give you stuff. I'm not exactly sure what yet. I've literally played only what you see here. So the combat so far has been pretty cool. I imagine it can probably get a little bit repetitive, just smashing and doing some combos and stuff like that. But a lot of these games tend to have that, and some people don't mind. But there are other abilities and other attacks and long-range attacks. You get to throw this spear, which I believe you'll see in a little bit here. I waste a couple of them. I do like the destructible environment, so it makes it feel like it's not an MMO. It makes you feel like you're playing a single-player game. But I'll have to play a little bit more to see if I actually do like the mission style. So far, I don't have too much of a problem with it, but... So I'm just going around here smashing shit. I'm just really fooling around, trying to experiment. I'm not really trying to do anything effectively. These enemies don't really require that you do too much effective attacks. You can usually just use your left click attack. You don't have to power hit them or anything. But I start chucking this guy against a wall and shit. And here's where you'll see the spear that you can throw. It's pretty cool. If you hit an enemy with that, it drops them on their knees. Especially like bosses and stuff like that, which you'll see later in the video. Now these woodmen, they're just incredibly weird looking. I don't know if you've noticed, they're like polygonal tree guys. It's pretty weird, but what are they going to give you for a starting enemy, right? At least it's not like little gummy jelly guys or like pigs or the usual. The game's prologue is pretty cool. There's a lot of cutscenes, a lot of story involving a giant spider. I won't spoil it too much. I mean, most people probably shouldn't get too mad by the prologue, but you know how it is. Some people like to do things themselves, so... Okay, so I'm coming in on the room here that is the boss. In classic action RPG style, you see the boss Woodman Guard. Up at the top there you see his health. I start killing his ads, killing his friends here because I don't want to have to deal with those archers. Although you don't take too much damage here, honestly. I'm just gonna, just as a forewarning, I do randomly start receiving some sort of like fraps problem, where the game really doesn't like what's going on. And this guy blocks me, so I can't dodge that. It's pretty annoying. But yeah, I get some sort of fraps problem coming up here where it starts to get really jittery, even though I was still at like 40 frames per second. So I apologize for that, but I'll keep it in here just because it's still footage. But the boss isn't too hard. He just kind of bends over and charges up an attack and then whacks you with it. You have to be pretty slow reaction time to get hit with it, but I'm pretty slow reaction time, so I do get hit with it. But you can throw those spears at him, which will knock him on the ground. Or you can just dodge his attacks and hit him enough, and then he'll fall on the ground. In which case, you can do what I'm doing here and just knock the shit out of him. And then he's dead, and it does this quick snapshot thing, showing you all these different angles of the boss dying, you know, just for morbid effect, I guess. And I kick him a couple times. And then a score screen will come up, show you your details, show you what you've earned. You collect all these little Spyro gems that I'm picking up here. Too bad they don't fly around and fly at you like Spyro. And you get a bunch of evil cores too for the boss. I believe evil cores are kind of like chests. They just give you a random item. But anyway, so far, Vindictus seems like it's a pretty interesting game, especially for an MMORPG. There's not a lot of games like this. It could be really good. It's free to play, I believe, and free to play forever, as far as I know, not just open beta. But it's going to be cash shop based, so anybody that doesn't like cash shops, you know, might not be for them. But I'll play some more, make some more videos. If anybody wants to see any more of this game, let me know. Tell me what you want to know. I'll check it out. Leave your feedback. Don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching the video.